Hello, hello, beautiful people. We're back. This is part two out of a two-part series where me and Mal just kept blabbering on. On the last episode, we were diving into some subreddits. We're gonna keep going. We saved the juiciest part for last, so stay tuned. Should we jump over to a new thread?
I think we can end on this one because it's got some funny things. Okay, so this one is for foreigners who have lived in Spain. What surprised you about the Spanish people or Spain in general? One person said, the way older people are still a part of everything. It's not unusual at all to see grandparents with their teenage children at parks, cafes, as a part of everyday life. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Is that surprising to you?
It's not surprising, but it is something that I've been conscious about. At least here in the southeast part of Spain, it's a very, for lack of a better term, healthy climate. You will see a lot of seniors being out and about with family, on their own. They really are part of society. Like, obviously, you have that in Norway as well, but like the winter part of the year, it's harsh to go outside and it can be really dangerous. Icy roads, there are a lot of
Sure.
people who break legs and break hands and even
Just
necks
from
there
walking.
just from walking. Yeah, just ask my
Oh man.
grandmother. She's had some pretty severe accidents.
The older women in Madrid, they dress really like they go out and they're the best dressed.
Ooh, I want to see that.
Like a suit, like I don't know, a nice dress. They're so well dressed.
Hmm.
I do like that. I feel like my vision of older women in the US is like, okay, once you get to a certain age, you don't put on makeup, you don't dress nice, you don't show like your body, and not like skin, but just like your body shape, or you just wear
Hmm.
like a trash bag and you just blend into the background, you know? And here I feel like women are just from very young and up until they're old, they just really are confident and they don't care and they dress how they want and they dress to impress.
I was just about to say that's partially a big city thing. It's obviously a bit more cosmopolitan in Madrid than some outskirts areas of Spain. But I second that. I see people dressing nicely here as well. It might not be glam, but they put in effort.
This one I love. Oh my God. Okay, another comment. I say this out of love, but the Spanish superpower is one person somehow being able to occupy all parts of a 5 meter wide sidewalk simultaneously. Just this morning, I found myself behind an older woman with a grocery cart. When I tried to walk past on the left, she drifted left, right at a planter box, like a tree, so I
Mm.
couldn't go around. I paused, and then as I went to her right, she drifted back to the right. I don't think she even knew I was there.
Mm.
That and a group of five walking across and not making any attempt to make space for people walking in the opposite direction.
Do you have any comments there? I have a comment.
I 100% agree. And I always felt bad for being annoyed by this, and I thought it was just me. I thought it was a personal attack on me, but it's not, obviously. What is your experience?
Semi controversial thing I did yesterday. I was biking. The bike lane in that particular area was just a road. People were driving pretty aggressive there. So I was like, I'm not going to put my bike there. So I went on the sidewalk, and the sidewalk is between 4 to 5 meters wide there as well. Very few people, but there were somewhat elderly lady and someone younger walking together in the middle of the sidewalk. So I was like, try to go to the left. I can't get around. Try to go to the right. Couldn't get
Like
around.
this commenter.
Yeah. So then I just, instead of like clinging and having then like jump to the side, I just came on the side and then made up like this fake scenario where I was like, oops, sorry. Like, I don't want to
You
bump
ran
into
into the
you. No, 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 no. I
lady.
didn't. I didn't. I did the opposite. I did not run into her. But I was like acting kind of surprised, like, oh, sorry, I almost hit you there. Like, but I will walk around you. And then she said, like, well, the bike should be on the road there. And I said, like, when they were behind me, she said that. And then I said back, well, yeah, but there were a lot of cars right now, so I didn't want to put there. She's like, well, you gotta be careful. Sorry. Da, 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 da. And then this integrated Toni just snapped off in Spanish. Por eso he frenado. Like for that reason, I slow down, and then I even
Oh, you were
looked at
on your
myself.
bike?
I
You
was
were
on my
riding it.
I was riding it, but super slow,
You
Molly.
have to
Su-
dismount the bike,
I
okay?
dismounted the bike next to them. Then I got
Okay.
on the bike again, like in front of them. I didn't go past them on my bike. Okay,
Uh,
that was the
okay.
whole thing.
Sure,
And
sure, sure, sure.
and then I got annoyed with it. It was like, yeah, you're supposed to be there. I'm like, for that reason, I slow down, as in like how do I say I break, but in the past.
Frené.
No, in English, dummy. Like, how do
Uh,
I say it?
I broke, I guess. Oh, no. Well,
You can't do it
I
either.
broke. Ooh, broke?
I
No.
broke down. Yeah, huh. I slowed.
Mm,
Yeah, you slowed down, but I stopped. I
I
slowed
hit my
down.
brakes. I hit
I
my
hit my
brakes.
brakes. Yes, thank you. So I hit my brakes and I got off the
Hmm.
bike and then I got on the bike again. All of that to say, I had a Spanish moment where I'm like, okay, this is a bit of a gray area. But I even watched my hand. I had my hand like locked like this, like, por eso, now. And then I just had my head resting to the side, like, I'm obviously annoyed. I did what I'm supposed to. And now I kept going.
So you're fighting old women in the streets.
It's part of the integration, okay? People do fight.
But you know, and honestly, those comments made by those women, probably they were not mad. It's just like something to say. You know, that's just how the culture is.
I second that. Yeah, she probably was a tad annoyed, and I was a tad annoyed as well. But had you done the same in Norway emotionally, it would have felt like someone tried to attack me physically
Hmm. Hmm.
and kill me. It's a totally different level of the whole intimacy thing.
Okay, but is that your first experience with this whole taking up the sidewalk thing? Is that the your main association?
No, it's just the latest one.
Okay. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I just started to put my hand on their shoulder and like say perdon, and I don't push them away, but I will say perdon and then like maybe give them like a super soft tap here, just like show, hey, I'm here, I'm gonna walk past you,
Yeah.
instead of bumping into like this invisible protection layer around them.
I don't know what it is. If someone, yeah. I think there's another one here, but I maybe it's not. I think they just don't care and it's not part of like the etiquette, like the being polite.
Mm,
Because I see it as being polite. If you move over for someone to let them pass, that's being
mm.
polite. But here it's obviously not. Anyway, we can move on.
Next, yeah.
The lack of sound insulation in buildings. You can hear everything your neighbors are doing, and yet nobody seems to be bothered by the chair dragging, door slamming, stomping around late at night. When you talk to newcomers, they're just as frustrated, but the locals don't seem to be.
Hmm.
Do you agree?
I partially agree. Maybe in a ghetto environment that's the case,
Yeah.
but I do hear my neighbors and they hear me. And that was the thing here. That was the thing in the last apartment I lived in. And I never got a complaint about noise ever. And I never given it. And we have heard each other loud and clear.
Mm-hmm.
That's to say, like, I don't party a lot, but sometimes I will play the guitar and sometimes I will yell a bit too much. And no one has said anything. Even my neighbors here, which for context, they are the greatest neighbors in the world. You can search high and low and you will never find of a neighbor as this couple right next to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
they said, like you gotta invite people home and you gotta do things, and like, dude, play the guitar, make some noise, it's fine. And maybe it's partially
They
because
say that?
yeah, and they partially say it, I guess, because they make noise as well. They're fully aware that I can hear them just rah if something is going on. Either them laughing like out of control or they shout at an animal or whatever. Again, they're the nicest neighbors in the world. And not just because of that, because they wear their hearts on their sleeve. That's what you say. And they've looked after my dog Polly so many times. They just care. Like a lot of people in this building, they like the community, not in the sense of you have the urban, you're just there, but like the sense of like we are sharing this space together. We can look after each other, we can allow each other to make noise and whatever. And sound insulation, it's not the worst, but it's by no means the best.
I think it's because in the US, there's more houses. There's not a lot of houses, at least in the city. I'm coming from the city experience, but
Hmm.
and so I guess people are just, if you're used to the house, like you can make as much noise as you want. You won't
Hmm.
hear anybody, nobody will hear you. But here there's so many apartments, and of course you're gonna like that's just what comes along with living in an apartment.
Is there a lot of noise in your building? Do you shout a lot, Mal?
No, but my boyfriend is like, I will play music loud, and then my boyfriend's like, let's turn it down. Like, he's a very respectful neighbor.
Ah. For context, your boyfriend is Spanish and you're the loud one.
I don't talk loud on the phone. If he's talking on the phone with someone, the whole block can hear him. No, that's a
Okay,
joke.
so he is the loud one.
He is the loud one, but if he's not talking on the phone, he's more conscious.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. They pet dogs without asking. Like if someone is on the metro with their dog, strangers will pet and coo at it without saying anything to the owner. In the US, we mostly have a culture of ask first. You,
Yeah.
as a dog owner.
Okay, that's a city thing. First off, I'm not allowed to bring my dog on the tram nor
Okay.
on the bus. She's not a service dog. Second, people ask when they want to say hi to her. They ask.
Yeah.
Adults will ask. Kids will come over and say, "Can I pet your dog?"
Hmm.
Will ask like, "Es buena?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Like, is she a nice dog? I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Thank you for asking." No,
Yeah.
I don't know if it probably has happened, but also you can read, like they will look me in the eyes, like you can like read someone's
Hmm.
reaction. Like if I was just like folding my arms and pulling the dog away, they wouldn't jump over and like, "I want to pet your dog." I was like, no.
Yeah.
I guess it's a different vibe at the metro. So free for all dog petting there.
Yeah. I don't know. I cannot speak to that, but if you're saying people, maybe this person is just hypersensitive. Um, Coffee is pretty much always good, even in the rattiest bar you can imagine. I don't agree with that.
I was just about to say every single Ukrainian in Spain is shouting at the top of their lungs right now. I've heard
And
so many
American, the
complaints.
coffee in the US is so
Yeah.
a different level. Resisting turning on the air conditioning is a way of life here. I appreciate it. I do not appreciate it, but I agree. It seems that there's a collective resistance against air conditioning.
I read in a book called The Psychology of Money about invention of consumerism in the US. And one interesting random fact weaved into there was how in the 1950s air conditioning in offices started to become pretty normal in the US. And I thought, my God, how few places probably here in Europe in the 1950s had air conditioning.
So it's a US thing. I mean, I guess you guys don't have it there, but or you don't have the need for it as much.
Well, air conditioning goes both ways. We usually refer to it as keeping the temperature down, but in reality, it's keeping the temperature at whatever you set it at.
Mhm.
So, like, it goes for heating as well. But, like, growing up, I didn't have a concept of air conditioning. We didn't need it for keeping like a low temperature in the summer. Talking about Norway now. For heating, you used other means like a fireplace or electrical heating. And when it started to become common with air conditioning, they wouldn't brand it as air conditioning, and they still don't in Norway. They call it a heating pump.
Heating pump that provides cool air.
A heating pump that will keep you warm in the winter. And whenever there's a heat wave in the summer, every freaking year, the salespeople, they're like, "Hey, that heat pump you have at home, it's an air conditioner as well. Like it gives you cool air."
Is it because nobody would buy it if they or like what is the reason to not say, "Hey, it's air conditioning also?"
Because there's a few days a year that you need it. For selling it in, like this is a thing you need, they would frame it as you buy this, and then in X amount of years, the money that you did not spend on electrical heating or the fireplace, that will like pay for this. But if you did it the other way around, hey, if you pay 2,000 euros, we will keep you cool the 3 days of year when you're sweating
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
versus the
Mm.
6 months of freezing.
The last one, the littering. This beautiful country is strewn with garbage on every roadside, every mirador, every park, every beauty spot. It's everywhere. I can't understand why the Spaniards don't respect their own country more, especially the more quote unquote patriotic ones. I've even heard them justifying their littering by claiming it provides someone with a job cleaning it up, which seems like a seriously lame excuse not to walk to the nearest bin. Do you agree with this one? I found it like funny, but actually, hmm, no, I did see a little kid one time like eat a piece of candy and then take the wrapper and just throw it on the ground.
Hmm.
And I thought, that does not seem like normal behavior. But I don't see it I wouldn't say I've seen it after that.
I rarely witness people do it, but there is a lot of garbage flowing around. And I never, in my 7 years here in Spain, seen a single person take something from the ground and put it in the garbage.
Like of their own?
Let's say you have the cleanest piece of plastic laying right next to the garbage bin and you're walking past it.
Mm-hmm.
In general, garbage is dirty. I get it. And at least in city centers, they have a lot of people from the ayuntamiento to come around and pick things up. But can we just put this clean can of beer that's right next to the garbage just in the garbage here? Yeah. Again, I rarely see people actually throw it on the ground, and people that I'm with, they're always responsible. We collect it in, like, if we're at a beach or in the forest, we put everything in a bag and then we go throw it.
Mm-hmm.
The general mindset set of littering, it's not good here.
I don't, from my perspective, I don't see it as more littered than at least from the US.
Mm.
They have the bins, the contenedores,
Mm.
very well. Like everyone puts their glass here, everyone puts the plastic here. And I feel like that is impressive to me. Um, in the
There,
US, it all just goes into one thing, and some places recycle, but not, they actually don't. I don't know. It's like a political thing. But so I think that they're very conscientious about, okay, the plastic goes in the plastic and the glass goes in the glass.
people are getting better here at it, but if you compare it to Norway
Or like Germany.
or Germany, yeah, like,
They'll fine you if you put it in the wrong one, right? Like
yeah,
they
and I guess
will.
I guess they have one bin for every shade of color when it comes to the glass. But in Norway
um,
as well, we have the recycling system. Oh, I actually have a bottle here from Norway that I bought at the airport. So here you can say it says 3 pont. Pont is the system where when you bought this bottle, baked into the price are the 3 Norwegian kroners. So if you take this and you go back to the store and you put it into the recycling machine, you get those back.
yeah. They do that in some states in the US too.
Yeah.
Like 3 cents though, it's like nothing, right?
No, it's 30 cents.
That's a lot. But you pay the 30 cents when you buy the bottle, right?
Yeah. You don't think too much about it. You just do it. And if you're a homeless person and you go collect them, that's a source of income.
Yeah, that adds up. I like that. They don't do that here, right?
No.
I mean, yeah, definitely not. I've not seen that.
Maybe it will become a thing one day. I assume the right institutions are working towards it. But one thing is the practical aspect. The other thing is how do you change 3 generations mindset on recycling? Like that, like how many decades do you need to change that? It's a slow process.
But that's a good start. I mean, money, like the shopping carts, when they make you put a euro in, like you're going to return that and get your euro back.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Is that a thing
Really?
still?
I first saw it in Aldi. Do you know what Aldi is? The supermarket? That was in the US, and that was like cutting edge technology. it was something completely new, and
Mhm.
but I've seen it here at the Leroy Merlin.
In Norway, they would create fake coins that you can
Mm.
put into the cards, and they would usually be branded with whatever brand wanted to get their merch out and their name out there.
And so they were good for all of the shopping carts.
Like in terms of dimensions, it was a replica of like 10 Norwegian kroners. You put it in, and then if you forget it, it's like, well, it wasn't really money.
Advertising, like a business card.
Yeah, if it's your business, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but littering and recycling, I guess, are different things. So there's always the jerks that litter.
As you said, littering. God, I can't say the word.
Littering.
Littering and recycling are two different
Littering.
things. Littering and recycling are two different things, but still connected. And no, Spain has way to go, but hey, all places have their things they need to work towards.
Agreed. I think that's the last one I feel like reading. Should we do the last one?
A last thread, let's go. Let me, without any preparation, jump in and read out loud. What does Spanish people think of British tourists? Oh, this is a
Save
juicy
the
one.
best for last.
You definitely did. Okay, so the intro here. We spent a lot of time in a non tourist part of Spain where little English is spoken. Recently, we caught a flight back to the UK, and the plane was full of returning tourists. Their behavior was quite bad. They were shouting, swearing, and disrespectful to everyone. To be honest, it made us ashamed to be British. As far as I can tell, even the British that visit our area of Spain seem to come just for the cheap alcohol and do not interact with the locals. They must project such a bad representation of Britain. I will say one word and one word only: Benidorm.
I think that's in some of the comments here for sure.
Yeah, let's just dive right into it. Okay, so Sweet Me Down writes: Drunks who had no respect for the laws and norms of the places they visit. They see Spain as an amusement park or retreatment park, depending on the age. They do not have a wish to explore the actual culture of the country. They just want cheap food and drinks, no matter the quality. They behave in ways that they never would in UK. Any thoughts on the stereotypical British tourists going for the cheap alcohol?
I've not experienced this because in my neighborhood or where I've lived in Spain, we don't have British tourists or tourists at all. So
Mm,
I think in my day to day, I'm not exposed to it. Like the typical giri, I don't. I mean, obviously, you can see them when you're in Gran Via or other places, but I don't have close, intimate interactions with them. So I don't really have a lot to say about. I don't want to like put myself in with personal experiences. I just think it's funny to hear Spanish people's opinions about it. So I no, I don't have a clue.
I used to live next to Benidorm in a place called Albir, a 50-minute drive. Walking in the center of Benidorm during the summer months, it's like a safari. You will walk by an Irish pub, for example, and 99% of the clientele are without a shirt, just wearing a short, either bald, half bald, red, and drinking their pint. Some of them are chill and well behaved. Others, they're shouting on the top of their lungs in the streets. It's like a frenzy, or I don't even know what to call it. Like
Hmm.
all the stereotypical things that they say about that kind of tourism. Obviously, not all Brits do this. It's true. It is true. And I will circle back to a special kind of tourism that we have in Norway and mindset as well, like Norwegians going out of Norway. But for now, let's leave that as a cliffhanger and dive into a couple of other comments. Here's another one. There are two different types of British tourists: those who visit the Alhambra, Plaza de España, Museo del Prado, Santiago de Compostela, etc., and those who don't. the latter of which are entirely responsible for the reputation of British tourists as a whole. I've often pondered on the various reasons for why they behave the way they do. Here's my take on it. They bottle up certain emotions throughout the year, and they're just suffering in their day to day. And their one goal, their one carrot they have dangling in front of their nose is that they're gonna get on a plane, go to Spain, specifically Benidorm, get wasted, probably do some drugs, and just completely disconnect and let loose their inner demon. They have
Yeah.
issues they need to work on, and the way they're venting it is by going to Benidorm, being the worst possible tourist.
Okay. I guess what I can relate to is that in the US, we have spring break. And so spring break is when like all of the college kids go and they go to the beach or wherever, usually the beach, and they just go crazy. And it
Mm.
sounds like they do act like that, like very little clothes, drunk the entire time. So maybe I'm just more used to like, okay, that's vacation mode. You don't really think about like it being disrespectful to the locals and things like that.
Mm.
Or Las Vegas. Las Vegas is very
Oh.
much that vibe. It's literally like a world in itself where they say like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas because people just literally go and like you said, let their demons out and they go crazy and they think that when they go back home like everything is just left there.
Exactly. It's
So
like
maybe it's
this.
their Las Vegas or spring break.
Yeah, it's like this void that they're operating in where all bets are off. Let's mention the typical Norwegian tourist that falls in this category. Again, we have all kinds of tourists as well. But let's talk about the Norwegian that goes abroad for drinking or not. So we have a term in Norwegian called Syden, and we like to go to Syden. Syden translates to the south. That means it's less important what country you're going to, and it's more important that you can swim, you can drink, you can party, and you can eat. There's variations here. There might be less of the partying and more of the swimming and the eating, and it might be less of the eating and more of the partying and taking drugs.
Choose your adventure, right?
Choose your adventure. The common theme here is that you're going to Sweden, you're going to the south. You talk about it like it's one destination, but it might be an island outside of Italy. It might be something connected to Greece. It might be Bulgaria. It might be somewhere in Spain. You don't know. Maybe you don't even know what country you went to. You just went to that place that had those things.
You think it exists for Norwegian people as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're getting more
Yeah.
civilized, and there's like we're talking about like lower class animalistic behavior here, but for the sake of entertainment, yeah, they exist and they're horrible. So let's dive into a new comment. This is really long, so I'm gonna cut this one in half. It goes, as someone who worked as a waiter who spoke a decent English for 3 years in a very touristy place, though that was around 2007 2010, there are a few things that were the same almost every time back then. So, one is zero effort in trying to speak in an understandable way. Traditional families frequently were a true headache because of terrible communication and asking for kind of weird things. I remember one time where a family literally mixed a fresh salad with a plate of hot cannelloni, then complain about it not being good. Another
Oof.
one is middle aged and elder English women used to be quite mean when in groups, expecting to be treated as royalty or something, but almost endearing alone, like some sort of weird social acting they had. Youngsters used to be really shy with their parents around, but absolutely drunken barbarians otherwise. Yes, this is the one we are referring to.
Mm.
Scots and Irish drank a lot, yet they usually managed to keep it cool and friendly. Bonus points for frequently leaving big tips. Okay, so like ending it on a positive note there.
Yeah.
So, as this comment mentions, there's nuances and there's different kinds of tourists, but it's clearly like one goes there for this bubble of things.
Hmm. I like one a few below that. Um, Balconies and trampolines are two very different things. They may sound similar, they are not.
I was just about to read that one. Yeah.
And what does that have you witnessed balconing?
Just on videos. I never seen it
Okay.
with my own eyes. Like people jumping up and down and then go flying down into a pool as well. Like
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
is some crazy stuff. No, I haven't seen it with my own eyes. And I kind of hope that I don't, because it means someone's going crazy and probably will almost put themselves in a deadly situation.
Hmm.
So another comment. This one just says the worst. In this next one, it's kind of sad. The British are poorly behaved when they travel outside of their country, plain and simple. Yes, for this group of British tourists that we're talking about, but they taint the reputation of all of them. And obviously, you put more focus on the bad stuff than the good stuff.
You don't remember the well-behaved ones, the polite ones.
One more comment here. This one seems interesting. I'm going to add my 2 cents to this. I'm a Spanish Brit who grew up in the north of Spain, in the more remote mountainous region. I don't know how to say that word. Help me. How do I say it? Mountainous?
Mountainous.
Mountainous. Thank you.
Hmm.
It's a region heavily dependent on tourism as agriculture declines and people move to the cities. In the winters, I do skiing and snow showing tours, and in the summer, hikes and climbing and abseiling. I also worked in the bars and hotels here when I was younger. Every year, we have a multitudes of Brits, Germans, French, Dutch, etc. Visiting this place and being the most respectful and charming people you'll ever meet. But of course, people come here to enjoy the incredible natural beauty of this place, not to get high and take a tramp on a literal beach somewhere.
Beep that up, please.
Ibiza, Tenerife, Baleares, Barcelona, etc. These tourist hotspots are going to attract the worst types. What they just said there. They're going to attract the worst types.
Hmm.
Not pointing fingers, but I'm pointing a finger. Like some places, they will embrace it. They say strip club, they raise their eyebrows and they mean prostitutes. They will point you in the right direction of drugs. Obviously, not saying the town hall is facilitating this,
Hmm.
but there are people who do. And where there's a demand, there will be opportunities.
But is Benidorm like? Why do are they rich? Is it a very wealthy city? Like, is there something you notice about Benidorm? I've never been, so I don't know.
If it's a rich city, like it's well-oiled machinery when it comes to tourism, that I can say. Like tourism leaves a lot of money. If you cut tourism, I don't know what would be left of Benidorm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't have any data to back this up. It's just talking with people and observing Benidorm in wintertime versus summertime. I don't want to on how people make money. Like if your alternative is to facilitate some of this bad tourism versus being poor, what are you going to choose?
Yeah.
And I want to say, even though I'm shitting a lot on Benidorm here, they have some nice things. They have some nice streets. They have some really nice people. They have nice restaurants. They have a lovely beach area. They have renewed and refurbished some of like the center areas there. There's a lot of nice things there. It's just they have a really tacky reputation amongst a lot of people. And if you talk with a Spaniard here in Alicante, they will be like, why are we going to go to Benidorm? Like, what on earth are you going to go there for?
Right.
But again, they have nice things there. They have festivals, there's concerts, there's dance festivals there. They have good stuff going on. It just gets overshadowed by awful tourism.
And a lot of despedidas, right?
I would assume. Like every city has that. If you walk in Barcelona, there will be despedidas
Everywhere.
everywhere. I assume there's some of it in Madrid.
I mean, in my neighborhood, no, but I've seen some. Yeah. I would say not as much. I don't think as I would say Madrid is probably one of the least chosen cities
Hmm.
because it's like a working it's not the most fun city to go out, or I would say it's probably the least likely to be chosen. I don't
Hmm.
know. Just because of the environment, it's
Hmm.
more of like locals and it doesn't really give off a party vibe.
Not that kind of party vibe, but I'm sure there
Right.
is some
I mean,
despedidas
yes,
there.
yeah, of course there are, but
For anyone wondering, despedidas,
bachelor or bachelorette party.
groups of people wearing matching T-shirts and doing silly things.
But here they're very different than in the US, which I don't know. You probably don't know that, but
Well, I watch movies in Norway, yeah, and I see how they go about it here. But in US, my reference is movies like the Bachelor party. They always have a stripper, and they shouldn't have, and then they almost call off the wedding, and then they end up getting
like
married
the
anyways.
hangover, right?
Yes.
It's pretty much like that. I mean, I don't know. I've never been on a bachelor party, but bachelorette is like you spend you spend it's crazy the amount of money you spend, and everybody has the same shirt. Everyone has to bring like clothes of the same color. And it's not about looking like funny, it's about looking hot and meeting people, like meeting guys, and
Mm.
it's just a different thing. I feel like here they actually do it to enjoy each other's company rather than put myself out there. I don't know if that makes sense. It's less about me to the world and just like our group having a good time.
It's an excuse to let loose and like, hey, hot stud.
And I'm sure here there's like something similar, but you dress the bride in like a crazy outfit. It's not something sexy. Like there's always like a white bikini in the US. There's always like the
Hmm.
typical skin tight white dress with the I guess they do that here, like the face of the guy. I just feel like the motivation is different.
It's more like the silly, fun vibe here and in Norway as well.
That's how it should be. I like that. I don't know if you want to read another one, but I found one I like.
Do the honors. You read the last one there.
They sunbathe too much and do not protect themselves adequately, so seeing a sunburned British tourist is common. The colloquial phrase is, "Look at the geary. It looks geary. It looks like a shrimp," which we've discussed before.
In addition, or a wife beater. So you have like the white stripes there.
Sunburns are not good. Oh, there's another one, even worse than the Americans. Hmm, those are fighting words.
Do you feel attacked?
Yes, a little bit.
There was a viral sound slash meme going around on TikTok and I guess eventually Instagram as well, where people were typically seated at a restaurant, they were walking in the beach, and they would just add the same recording on all the videos where the comment is, say you're next to an American without saying that you're next to American. And they would talk so loud. I don't even know how to break it down. It's like, yeah, this is so amazing, the food. We don't have this where I'm coming from. Did you try out the Starbucks here? Like, yeah, but I'm like, that is so American. Like, as like how one would do a parody.
I cringe a little. I heard I was on the train today and I heard some Americans, and I mean it's a little bit cringe. Yeah, it's my roots. I can't. I feel bad for feeling like it's cringe to just hear them like, "Wah."
I am gonna say something very controversial now.
Say it.
And it's not about Americans. This is about me and Norwegians. And I know
Okay.
other people agree with me, but I'm not gonna out anyone. Sometimes if I'm at the airport or if I'm just here in Spain and I hear other Norwegians, there's two emotions going through me. One is that I don't want to blow my cover. I don't want them to know that I'm Norwegian. I just want to
Hmm.
blend in with the locals. And the other one, this is the controversial part. I feel that I'm better than them. Sometimes I will look down on them and be like, I'm better than you.
Because you speak the language and you can.
Because I am not silly or cringe like they are.
That I feel the same. I guess that's how I felt on the train today.
Mm,
I think that's normal.
I know
It's
it's
not sexy, but
it,
it's yeah. Something that happens. It's a phenomenon.
It's a phenomenon. It's really ugly to say it straightforward like that, but yeah, you just confirmed it. I'm not alone. I think every foreigner who comes to a new country and integrates, and then they look at the newbies who just like praise the paella and the new lifestyle there, will be like, ah, newbie, I'm better than you.
Yeah, that's very true. Whether people want to admit it or not, that's what's going through your mind. So thank
Mhm.
you for speaking the truth.
Someone had to just say it. Okay, so I think we can close that thread for now. Dude, Molly, I really I love the idea of these threads here. You dug up some really good gems here.
I had fun. This was great. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope we didn't piss anybody off.
Oh, we did, but that's engagement. That's okay.
It's not our word, so
That's your out. It's like it's not our word, even though half of this was us supporting talking points here. It's like no. It's not my opinion. Like
we're just reading off of Reddit, guys. We would never bring up these topics.
no, don't blame us. On that note, if we did ruffle some feathers, don't hold back. Let us know. We have comment sections
Yes.
on a variety of platforms. The Spanish pod or podcast? Pod or podcast?
No, pod.
Spanish pod. And you can find us on Instagram, on the YouTubes, and even on Spotify as every professional podcast.
Correct. Yes. Comment if you agree, comment if you disagree. If you like our podcast and you're listening right now and you don't make a comment, shame on you. I want to know. I don't know if you like our podcast if you don't tell me. So please.
You heard it loud and clear.
Tony's friends. This is a message to Tony's friends.
My friends, comment something. I know you probably just listen and watch the shorts, but if you for some reason heard this entire podcast, first off, thank you. Second, write
Yes.
something. We don't like to operate in a void. We want feedback.
Correct. Yeah, maybe you don't like Reddit and maybe we should go back to the old format, but I like it now. So speak up, people.
Maybe there will be a subreddit for you to anonymously put in some experiences and opinions.
Okay, we can wrap up. Am I forgetting anything?
We plugged our socials. We rounded off the segments. I don't have anything else to add.
I'm losing daylight here, so
Me as well.
we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here.
Thank you to all of you. Let me say it in 3 languages. Thank you, gracias, and a bonus one, tak, which is in Norwegian.
Tak,
Tak.
tak, tak.
Muy bien. Okay, so it's just adios then, no?
Yes. Adios.
Adios. And would you look at that? I am leaving one last audio message where there's no audio message needed. Why am I doing this? Just because I'm trying to have some fun and trying to find a way to mansplain even more why we did cut the episode in half. So here's the thing. When me and Mal, we keep talking, we just never shut up. And we're fully aware that the majority of you guys, you're not even listening to the podcast. You're just watching the shorts. Let me say that again. Watching the shorts. So it's kind of like I'm talking into the void. Maybe there's no one listening to this. Let's do a test. If you are one of the few people listening to this episode, to the very end, part 2 of the 2-part series, I want you to comment the following in the comment section, either on Spotify, on YouTube. You can even leave it as a comment on Instagram. Comment, I am a mother lover. Please, that would be so epic if you did. And if you don't, it's okay. We still love you.